In today's video, using conversation protocols in your coaching practice. Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Quick Tips. My name is Kim Cafino, and I'm here to help you coach better. After decades as a teacher and instructional coach in international schools, I founded my company, Eduro Learning, to help you recognize and leverage your influential leadership so you can move from feeling like just a teacher to a confident leader in your school community, however that looks for you. I work with clients around the world through our certificate programs and private mentoring packages. And to dig deeper into any of the topics you see here, join our Coach Better community at COACHBETTER.tv. If you have a question you'd like to hear us answer, please leave a comment down below, join our Coach Better Facebook group, or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. You can find all of our resources for instructional coaches and listen to our full podcast episodes on our website at COACHBETTER.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of our latest videos here on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to chat about how to use conversation protocols in your coaching practice. I remember early in my coaching career, before I started leading adult learning, and I was facilitating a book club with a team. I had this vision of a deep, thoughtful conversation where everyone took turns and we were able to truly reflect on our learning together. I thought we could just turn up to this meeting and chat about the book. Well, if you've ever run a session with adults before, you're probably laughing out loud right now. When we want to have a truly meaningful conversation where everyone has a voice and time is shared equally among team members, that doesn't just happen. It takes planning. And that's when I discovered the concept of conversation protocols. They really transform the way I plan for any sort of adult learning, and I hope they do the same for you. Being comfortable and confident in facilitating adult learning is a big part of being successful as an instructional coach. In fact, one of my newest clients just shared with me that when she left the classroom and became a coach for the first time, the biggest reason she struggled as a coach was because she didn't realize how different it would be working with adults. If this is an area you want to grow in your coaching practice, that's something we work on in all of our courses for coaches. You can find all of our learning opportunities on our Coach Better website at coachbetter.tv/learn. And if you're new to coaching, registration is open right now for our brand new course, Getting Started as a Coach. This course is specifically designed for classroom teachers that are moving into a coaching role. It's focused on exactly the skill set and mindset shifts you need to make to be successful as an instructional coach. I'll tell you a little more about the course and offer another free workshop that you can dig into at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's talk protocols. I structured this video with the what, why, how, when, and where method. So we're going to start with what are protocols. Although the name sounds very formal, protocols are actually just simple frameworks or structures for having an equitable conversation. If you're familiar with Kagan cooperative learning strategies, protocols are kind of like that, but they're more for discussion specifically, and they can be used with both adults and children. Why would you want to use protocols? Protocols are really important for adult learning because they allow us to go deeper into the conversation. As Michelle Mattoon, guest on last week's Coach Better podcast episode and director of NSRF, says, protocols force you, in a kind and nice way, to think through something very deliberately. This is exactly what makes protocols so powerful. Protocols ensure equity in conversations because everyone gets a chance to contribute and no one person can dominate or completely avoid participating in a conversation. Protocols provide a guideline or focus for thinking. For example, in working with clients in the Coach Certificate and Mentorship program, they often say having a framework helps them reflect, even when they thought they had nothing to say. Protocols are strategic, streamlined, and intentional. They are purposeful conversations with an intended outcome. If you're just thinking about using protocols for the very first time, they might feel a little bit unnatural because you're not just having a conversation. But once you get used to the process, it becomes a comfortable format for thinking and discussing deeply with others. How can you use protocols? One of the best things about protocols is that there are so many to choose from, and some of my favorite sources are NSRF or Critical Friends Group, that's the same organization, Making Thinking Visible, Visible Thinking Routines from Harvard, or the School Reform Initiative. Once you start using them, you'll realize that the concept is simple and you can start creating your own protocols too. They don't have to be complicated at all. Some of my favorites that I use all the time are See, Think, Wonder, Connect, Explore, Challenge, Triangle, Circle, Square. See, Think, Wonder goes a little bit like this. When you're watching something, you ask participants to tell you what they are seeing, what they're thinking about what they're seeing, and what they wonder about what they're seeing. Connect, Explore, Challenge is very similar. When you're sharing a resource with participants, you might say, how does this connect to what you already know? What do you want to explore more deeply? What challenges or questions do you still have? Triangle, Circle, Square is a great reflection. What 3 takeaways do you have from today's session? What's circling in your brain right now? What's squaring and resonating with you? And what's 1-star aha moment you had? These are 3 of probably the most simple examples, and some protocols are much more detailed, but in essence, the concept is the same. You're giving structure to a conversation, often with time limits for speaking and roles for each member of the team, and you can use them anytime you're looking at student work, exploring a resource like an article or a video, reflecting on an experience, or planning for an event. Anytime you would like people to dialogue deeply about something, you can use a protocol. Which brings me to, when do you use protocols? You can use them anytime you'd like to facilitate adult learning or deep conversation. In small groups, as a reflection prompt, in large PD sessions, basically anytime you want to have a deep, equitable conversation. If you choose to use protocols in your practice, you might want to consider how you implement them. Often when we use strategies like this, we don't take the time to deconstruct what we're doing and why. We leave the intentional work of selecting or designing a protocol and its purpose invisible to our colleagues. Choosing how and when to make this more visible might be important in your setting, so it's worth considering how and when to share that with your colleagues. Option 1 is to just do the protocol and leave the sharing and reflection to the end. In some cases, it might just make sense to just start by using the protocol, by sharing the framework and having the conversation. After the time for the conversation is finished, you can reflect on the process, asking participants what they noticed about the process and how it's different from other conversations they've had, what worked and didn't work for them, and how they might be able to use a framework like this in team meetings or with students. Option B is to be transparent from the start. In other cases, you might want to make the invisible parts of facilitating a meeting more visible for your colleagues. You might want to set the stage for doing a protocol. Tell them that it ensures equity in the conversation, it keeps us on time, and it gives us a framework for our discussion. And again, reflecting on the process at the end. How did this work? What did you like? How can you use this in team meetings or with your students? What else can you use a protocol for? When deciding which way to go, you might think about your participants' preconceptions about frameworks. If hearing about them might cause reluctance or anxiety or make people feel intimidated, or the opposite. And then choose what feels right in your community and your context right now. Lastly, where can you use protocols? You can use protocols anywhere, in the classroom, on virtual calls, in staff meetings, in team meetings, where and whenever you have groups of people having deep conversations, you can use protocols. Okay. That was the what, why, how, when, and where of conversation protocols. After listening to all that, do you have some ideas about how you might be able to use protocols in your practice right now? Are you curious what it might feel like to be a participant in a conversation with a protocol? Do you want to bring more intentional conversations into your coaching practice? Let me know what you're thinking about in the comments below. And if you're ready to dig deeper into being more intentional in your coaching practice, or if you're brand new to instructional coaching and you're curious about getting started, join us in one of our courses for coaches. One of the things we are most proud of here at Eduro is that there's no one-size-fits-all learning. You always have choice and voice in how you learn with us. Today's video highlights one of the key themes, leading adult learning, that you'll find in all of our courses for coaches. And if you're curious to take your learning deeper, we have 2 great options for you. If you're just getting started as a coach and you want to learn how to make the mindset and skill set shifts necessary to make the move to coaching successful, watch our New to Coaching workshop, which will also tell you about our brand new course, Getting Started as a Coach, which is open for registration right now. So don't wait if this sounds like it's right for you. This course is specifically designed for classroom teachers that are moving into a coaching role. It's focused on exactly the skill set and mindset shifts you need to make to be successful as an instructional coach. If you're already a coach and you want to think about being more intentional and strategic in your practice, watch our workshop on the Thrive model for coaching success, which will help you evaluate your program and see where you may have room to grow, and help you decide if our year-long certificate and mentorship program, The Coach, is right for you right now. This program is designed for current coaches who are focused on building a coaching culture through intentional and strategic coaching work at all levels with teachers and school leaders. Just like all of our learning experiences, the content in both of these courses is self-paced, so you access everything immediately, but you get so much more. When you join either of these courses, you get access to our Coach Better global community with optional group coaching calls at various time zones to meet and connect with other coaches, plus private office hours with me to get your questions answered and work through anything coaching related in your unique school context. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, we can support you. If you're curious right now and you have questions, please reach out. You can leave a comment below, you can join our Coach Better Facebook group, or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. I'd love to support you on your coaching journey. See you next time.